world at the farthest abyss of space and time. Its caretaker was Lady Sylph, the patron goddess of fae folk, whose empire stretched across galaxies. On that world, she cultivated the strength of her people to draw out the greatest power of magic. From these efforts, a noble hero ascended from the masses, the first human capable of sorcery. And though his tale is long and tragic, this story is not his. For where there is a first, there may be a next. Neither history nor the people who write it are kind to second place. But as the saying goes, through adversity, true brilliance will polish itself. And though they called it heresy, I would find a way to sculpt myself to their liking. The gods are cruel and selfish beings. Even the kindest among them do not like when mortals tread into their domain. My machinations to entwine my lady's creation with my own existence certainly threatened hers. In Sylph's fury, the entirety of that world was shattered, save for one fallen star. Upon her own justice she ordained, let this fool live the remainder of their days in anguish, know that this blood is on their hands, and suffer no divine being further. She stole my link to the anchored laws, so I could never again use magic to defy her will, and abandoned me to my fate. Most gods are so short-sighted that they can only weave the threads right in front of them and fail to look beyond to the full tapestry. But there are a rare few whose great understanding was born in the visions of others, and in Sylph's misuse of laws, opportunity arose for their intervention. The goddess of chaos who wishes for an impossibility, and the god of magic who facilitates potential. They found me in the darkest of nights contemplating fate, and both offered me a kindness that no man would refuse. There is more than one way to bend the laws, and who would know better? So though I might only be a remnant of who I once was, do not delude yourself into thinking I have become lesser. I am no facade of who I once was. I have become something greater in every way. Do not think me weak, for you will find steel where others are mere glass. And if you believe me powerless, if you truly think you have taken my everything, oh dearest self, watch your back. I know what gods like you fear, and I swear upon the stars your fate shall be worse.
Hello. I think I've done all the setup things. Guaranteed I have forgotten one of them, and it will come back to bite me later. But for now I'm going to assume that everything is fine, and I've pushed all the correct buttons for once. And I will find out eventually if this is not indeed the case. Oh my goodness. I'm running a little bit late today because my earbuds decided to fight with me, which was not appreciated, because I just wanted to see if connecting my Bluetooth earbuds would work with my computer. But no, we're not allowed to have nice things. So we're back to headphones. But that's okay. I don't need sound. This is fine. My headphones are fine, but I'm trying to get used to my new earbuds, because they're annoying. already, which is not a good sign of the future to come, but this is fine. Ah! It's fine. We'll work on art and pretend sound doesn't exist. What was I working on last with this? I've been so distracted. I've had so many different things I've been trying to work on and finish, that this unfortunately got pushed to the side because the deadline for it is off in the future. But I have finished all of those things now, and now this is the only thing I have left remaining. So we're working on this. Where is the table? There's the table. I think I was working on the table last. Yeah, that looks like where I was. This will be fine. We will persevere. Yes, Miss Marjorie? Yeah. Yeah. You already got treats today, ma'am. Ma'am? Are you inviting yourself up here? Come on. You're allowed back up here now. We've cleared the table of projects. There is now room for giant kitties. Come on down. There you go. There's room for you now. As soon as I start ignoring her, she will come over. Guaranteed. There she is. Hello. Oh, is that a little headbutt? Yeah, is that all you wanted to do? You wanted me to know that you were here? Yeah. 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 Oh, tell me all about it. How was your day, baby? Did you enjoy treats earlier? Yeah. You're gonna run away now? You got your headbutts in? Alright. She can never really decide if she wants to be on my desk or off my desk, so she will oscillate between the two for upwards to 30 minutes to an hour until she finally decides which one she wants to do. And then 20 minutes later, she will repeat the process. Because of course. I think she just has too much energy. I don't like the wood pattern of this texture here, so I'm just gonna do my own thing and pray that it works. It usually does. I have brought this upon myself, as I've said previously with this commission. Simply too much to do. But that's okay. We're getting it done. It will be done by the end of October. And if it's not, I'll fight myself. I don't know how I'll manage that, but I'll do it. I forgot to play music. I was gonna actually play music for myself this time. My playlist is very interesting at the moment because it is Ruler of My Heart from Alien Stage right before Monitoring by Deco. Which is two very, very different vibes for music. But that's what the brain wants, so that's what the brain will get. double guessing myself with this. Like, oh, am I making this all too detailed? But then I remember looking at like literally any VTubers' backgrounds and like how obscenely heavily detailed they are, and it's just like, oh no. I don't think there is a point where you get too detailed with this kind of thing. Unless somebody just starts doing photoshops. But that's more of like a realism thing rather than a detail thing. Like, you could do something detailed, not hyper-realistic, and it would be fine. But if you did something hyper-realistic, it would probably look weird. And this is definitely not hyper-realistic. I refuse to draw hyper-realism. Noses. Noses and hyperrealism are the bane of my existence. Which I think a lot of people will agree with. Noses are just really weird shapes when you start thinking about it. Like, wait a second. What are noses doing? Like, I don't know, they're thinking about various body parts and their realm of difficulty of being drawn. Ears are weird because they have like a lot of weird details to them, but like the shape of them makes sense, and it's just like, okay, I can just like draw the shape of an ear and then do like a little swirl and no one's gonna question it. But if I draw a nose wrong, everyone's gonna be like, what the hell is on that person's face? I feel like it's the same thing for eyes. Like, you can do a lot wrong with eyes and everyone's just gonna be like, oh, that's still an eyeball though. Who cares? This is once again why feet are insanely difficult. Because there's a balancing act. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Hello. How's it going? That's good. Oh, how would the wood grain work here? I might need a reference again. Am I on the wrong layer? No, I'm on the wrong fucking layer again. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I don't care enough to change it. That's interesting and all. It kind of sounds like you're trying to do a roleplay. I don't really know you, and I'm not really comfortable just having roleplays out of nowhere in my chat. I won't lie. Oh good, I hope you have a good day. It's just a little off-putting. Thank you! It's for a friend. She commissioned me a while back. I'm trying to get it done now. She's waited long enough. I hate this wood grain. I need to restart. Maybe I just need to ignore the line art. I need to not think about the line art. I just need to do the wood grain. because I think the line art is throwing me off. Also, yeah, I just need to restart this. Alrighty, have a good day. Oh, that's so infuriating. I got so much of this done, and I have to redo it, because I fucked up. Alright, there's lock layer, so I don't do that again. You have a good day as well. I think I do want to know where the surface of this is, at least. And where the back legs are, because I want those to feel separate still. Hi, Miss Marjorie. Where you going? Hi. Can you lay down, ma'am? You're being a distraction. Yeah, there we go. Now I can figure out this wood grain. I'm only kind of like vaguely following the texture I have in the background. The problem with it is this is a texture I have repeated several times because it wasn't large enough to cover the entire area in this. So I can only follow it so much, and it is kind of not what I want this desk to look like in the end anyways. I don't know, because like I didn't really follow it entirely up here either. Although I am kind of thinking, I don't know how I feel about the wood texture up there either. I think it's mainly the color choice I've been working with. I'm gonna be able to fix it. Despite none of these things being my normal issue with interior artwork, I got past all the things that are normally my issue with interior artwork, and yet somehow I'm running into issues with things that I have drawn before, like wood textures and plants, and those are the things that are like, oh no, now we're going to become your worst nightmare. With this particular picture. It's very silly. I think it's just growing pains. Because I've had so many things change with my style recently. That might be my issue. Maybe I can find something with a wood texture in one of my old drawings and I can look at that and see if I can glean some information from it. I don't think I have had anything fairly recent. Oh, I just straight up ignored the wood in that one. That's funny. Oh, I've left it really vague in this one. Which might be the route to go, honestly. There's no wood in that one. I think this one also, yeah. I'm not putting nearly as much detail. And maybe that's what I need to go for. Because I really do think the wood grain is working against me here. Kind of? Maybe? Hello! How goes it? Oh no, that's interesting. Understandable. Oh, I need to do laundry. I'll do it after stream if I remember. I am mainly being frustrated by this wood grain, but I think if I can keep up what I've just done here, I think I've finagled it. I figured it out. It's been fighting me every step of the way. Ah! No, I must stress. This is going to be Noodle's background. It must be perfect. Wait a second. Why are you a little guy? Hold the fuck up. Why are you not a crab? You should be a crab. We are all crabs here. I just saw a little guy crossing my stream. Hold on, let me reset stream avatars. Avatar, crap. Blockman? Who the fuck is Blockman? Go away! No, not on this stream. We're all crabs on this stream. At the bottom of the stream, the little crabs running around, it's through an application called Stream Avatars. And I have commissioned these custom-made crabs, and so everyone should be a crab. Maybe I don't like this texture. No, I'm not going to second guess it. I'm going to trust the process. No, I don't like it. I don't like anything I'm doing. Noodle, I'm failing you. I'm sorry. Let me just add some shading. Not think about texture, just focus on the actual shape of the thing. Worry about texture later. Not too much. I mean, Silk Song happened. I played it mainly off stream, because I didn't want people to feel like they had to be here and witness spoilers. And also, I was not sure how tilted I would get at the game. Answer, very tilted. But as soon as the randomizer comes out for it, that's probably all I will stream from this point on, because, oh my god, Silk Song is so good. Otherwise, I got my hand cam set up working again for doing art things. And, like, it's actually good now, so I can actually do art things that are physical on stream, which I'm very excited about, although I don't really have too many projects I plan to stream at the moment for that. I'm trying to get through my backlog of things, which is mainly Noodle's commission here, and then I know I have another one coming up after Noodle's that I will have to do, and after that, all of my artwork efforts and, like, offline efforts are going to just be full force on working on the next animatic project that I have. And that is probably going to eat up, like, 6 months of time. But otherwise, it's been a lot of Guild Wars for me, honestly. Especially because Halloween's coming up. I'm so excited. Halloween is my favorite holiday, both in-game and in real life. I can't wait to have I want trick-or-treaters this year. I want to see small children in cute costumes. I want to be able to hand out candy. Guild Wars is not on Steam, it is an MMO. If you're familiar with games like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV, MMO like that. Last year I didn't get any trick-or-treaters. I was so sad. And I think it's just because I didn't have a lot of decorations out, and I forgot that my light bulb on my porch was out. I still need to replace it. It's been over a year and I still haven't replaced that fucking light bulb. I don't think about it. And I need to go to the store. I need to go to the store anyways, because I need to go to Michael's and bother them because I still haven't gotten the frame for my dad's gift yet. And I'm gonna fight the frame department of Michael's duel for the honor of getting the frame for my dad's birthday gift. Which is what I worked on stream last week. I've finished that off stream. It looks very good. I'm very proud of it. The frame department. They have like, I guess it's kind of like, so Joanne's, before they died tragically, Joanne's has like had a sewing department that was actually not Joanne's. It was like a different company that just had like floor in every Joanne's to sell their sewing machines. And Michael's has like a similar thing happening with their frame department. It's like an offshoot thing that's not directly Michael's who creates the frames, but they'll like take all the measurements and stuff in the store and then like funnel that off to some other people. And I needed a frame. I wanted a custom frame because I know the art piece that is going in this frame is going to be kind of light sensitive because it's with alcohol. It has alcohol marker art on it. So I was like, okay, I want to get like a nice frame with especially nice glass, so it's a little bit more protected from like fastness issues. So I went in, I was like, I know exactly how big this art piece is gonna be. I don't need you guys to measure anything or anything like that. Like, these are the exact specifications. Here's what I want for this frame. And I got that all done, and I had a new lady, I guess the lady had just gotten like hired recently, and so she was having a little bit of trouble with things, and I think this has contributed to me not getting my frame on time, which is fine. She was new, she was doing her best, and to my knowledge, she did everything she was supposed to do correctly. I don't know what happened, but it's been like 3 weeks, and I still haven't been called to let known anything about my frame. So I've been trying to like email Michael's support and be like, hey, where's my frame, gang? Like what the hell is happening? And then they finally, just the other day, were like, oh, you need to go back into the store and like ask them directly. Because we don't know either, essentially. And I'm just like, hello? How the fuck don't you have electronic records of this? I know she typed this into a computer. I watched her do it. I'm gonna go fight Michael's employee for the honor of picking up my frame. No, but that's the thing. So like the way that it works is like they have their own system in the store that is like a Michael system that all of this information gets logged into. Like, sure, they're not gonna have the exact shipping of it, but like they could pull out my receipt, like, because I lost my receipt and I was like, hey, this is when I bought the frame, exactly how much I bought the frame for. I can give you more details on the frame itself if I need to. Can you pull up my receipt for this, because I forgot my order number, essentially, because I needed my order number to check if they had tracking yet for my frame. And they're like, oh yeah, here's your order. I'm like, cool, okay, second question, it turns out no one asked me for an email and I can't track my fucking order. And they're like, oh, we have no information on that. I'm like, who do I talk to then? Because no one's giving me info. I've called, like, the Michael's Frame people, the separate company, has their own phone number to call. So I've been calling them at various times of the day, and every single time I've called, they're like, we're either busy or we're not available at this time ever. Like, we're not open right now. And I'm just like, how are you not open at 3 p.m. on a Monday? What? What do you mean you're not open right now? What fucking time zone are you in? Oh my, it's been very frustrated, and I'm so mad because my dad's gift is already so late. They don't work. They open up for 5 minutes at 9 a.m. in a time zone that's like 3 hours off the mine, and then they're like, well, we didn't have any frames to make today because oh, what's this, let me just ball this up and throw it into the trash can. Yeah, we don't have any frames to make today. Better close up shop. I'm so frustrated. And I'm especially frustrated because, like, the lady that took care of my stuff in store, like, I'm worried that she's gonna get blamed for something. Still, like, this is my anxiety talking. I think she's fine and scot-free because obviously all of my information was entered into the system correctly because they could pull it up again. But, like, there's, like, this small part of me that's worrying that, like, oh god, because she was new, and, like, she might have messed something up, like, they're gonna blame her for it, and it's like, no, she did everything correctly. I just want my frame. So I can give this gift to my dad. He's got, like, a birthday, like, trip he's going on. So he's off doing that at the moment, I think. So he already told me it was fine that it was gonna be a little bit late. Oh yeah, they're also gonna be like, well, you didn't do such and such. And I'm gonna be like, I've been calling you for 2 weeks. Give me my frame. I feel like part of the reason that I might be having an issue is because I didn't have the artwork done yet. So I was like, I cannot bring it in to have this sent off to the framing people, to have it framed and matted and everything. I just need you guys to create the frame and mat, and I will put it together myself, because I do know how to do this. I do not need you to do this for me. I just need the frame to be, you know, done. I'm ordering it before I finish, because I know the size of the final product and everything. And apparently, like, the poor lady who was trying to help me, like, get everything set up, she's like, oh man, that might be an issue. And I'm just like, I swear to God, if that is an issue, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard of. They should not need the final image to be, like, put into their hands so they can handcraft a frame for it. You just need the dimensions of it, which I have! It's not like they're color matching it or anything. I picked the frame color already. I'm not gonna actually throw hands with the Michaels employees because they are underpaid retail employees and they have enough on their plates on a regular basis. But if they put me through to a manager, I will throw hands with a manager. Yeah, no, I don't need to necessarily get hold of her directly, because as I said, my information is in the Michael system. So somebody knows where my frame is. But yeah, on Monday after work, or possibly Tuesday, depending, I will be going in and be like, where's my frame? I'll actually, wait, are they open on Sundays? I might be able to go tomorrow. Let me check. Michaels, are you open tomorrow? Michael's store hours. Sunday, they're open tomorrow. We're going to Michael's tomorrow, gang. I'm going to have my final boss battle with them. There is. There should just be a Discord command. And we do there we go. We do watch parties on Monday evenings, same time as stream. Actually, no, it's later than stream now, I forgot. It's an hour later than stream. And I always ping for stream, so you always know when I'm live, or if I'm canceling. For various reasons. Mainly because I end up being very eepy, and I'm just like, sorry gang, I'm sleeping now. Something about this is bothering me again. I can't put my finger on it. Yeah, that's why I'm only streaming on Saturdays now. I may eventually go back to also having Friday streams, but I've just been so exhausted on Fridays, and I'm going to have to work in office 4 days a week coming up next year, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be even more tired. I don't want to exhaust myself. I was burning out already. I was like, okay, it's time for a change. I'm starting to feel a lot better. This week especially, I was feeling a lot better, and I also just knocked through a bunch of things I was trying to finish, which helped. Oh man. Wishing you the best of luck. I know it's a rough space right now. Ooh, nice. I need to get back into Minecraft. But I've been distracted with Silksong mainly. It's just such a good game. I was also gonna be distracted by Hades, but oh man. I'm happy for the 1.0 release of Hades, but I've got some opinions on the 1.0 release of Hades. Hey, that's still helping. Hello, welcome in. You don't need to get the first game to play Hades 2. There will be some side things that are just like, oh, haha, this is a nod to Hades 1, but you can absolutely just jump straight into Hades 2 and it not be an issue. They're gameplay-wise both very fantastic games. My gripe is very specifically with the, I guess call it like cutscene of the ending of Hades 2, but everything up to that point, totally fine. Overall, gameplay, fantastic game. It just, I'm very critical and very picky about storytelling, especially in games that I enjoy playing quite a bit, like Hades 2. And so, like, I forgive a lot of things, but if you, like, do something with your story that just really takes me out of the game, I'm just like, oh, I don't know about that one, Chief. And I'm so sad, because, like, it genuinely, very good game, excellent writing up until that point. I was just like, what? Who signed off on this? What happened here? which is in huge contrast to, I feel, how Hades 1 resolved, which was very interesting. I don't play Fire Emblem, actually. I am familiar with some of the Fire Emblem games. I watched playthroughs of Three Houses, but I'm actually not very familiar with the series overall. Hello, welcome in. I don't know if you realize, but having all of your messages in all caps is kind of a form of spamming, so just keep an eye on that. Maybe don't do all caps all the time. Ah, it's all good. I understand, Soul. Look, I'll say this. If you want to go off on a rant about Fire Emblem in my chat, I will never say no to hearing a rant about something you love. It's my favorite thing to listen to. I have so many friends who will just start talking about Magic the Gathering or Pokemon to me, and I'm just like nodding along, not understanding anything about it, but I'm just like, no, please continue. I'm enjoying listening to this. I will not retain any information from this, and it's not because I'm not interested. My brain just cannot keep up. It's trying its hardest, but my little ADHD brain is not working. Oh, I'm sure. I have tried to play a couple of the Pokemon mod packs, but it was a really long time ago. I think they're probably more refined now. My number one problem is simply just I never actually attempted to learn how to play Pokemon when I was playing the actual games. Because I was frustrated by the gameplay loop in Pokemon. But also, and this was an experience. My sister also played Minecraft, and she got interested in a version of the Cobblemon that was a really early on version before they had to change the name of it because of copyright or something. But she was also learning German at the time, and so she was joining Minecraft servers that were in German to help her become fluent in German by like actually speaking in it consistently and reading it consistently and whatnot. And for some reason at one point she's just like, oh, Ambrosia, you should also play in this server with me. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't really know much about Pokemon, but that sounds fun. And then I logged in and I was like, hey sis, what language is this server in? She's like, oh, it's German. I'm like, sis, I know you know I don't know German. And I'm not learning German either. And she's like, oh no, it's fine. You don't need to know German to do anything in the server. And I'm just like, I don't know. Do you understand how multiplayer works? And now it's just like, I want to know how to play Cobblemon because it is an interesting mod pack, but also at the same time, like, there's like this association with it of just like trying to play the game, but everything's in German, so it's even harder to play. Like, obviously anything that would be like in my inventory wouldn't be in German because my UI is in English, but like I can't communicate with anyone. I can't ask any questions or anything. And it's just like I don't know what to do about that one. Hello, welcome in, and thank you. That's very kind of you. Please make sure to not type in all caps all the time, though. Just because it can be a little hard to read. Oh no. Okay, I don't know much about specific Pokemons, but I know Mewtwo is a bitch. I do know that. I have been well taught this fact. The only Pokemon games I've played are Soul Silver and Pokemon Black. But my Pokemon Black, somebody at one point was just like, "Oh, you have Pokemon Black and you're struggling with the game? Hang on, let me plug this thing into your DS and just hack the game for you." Aw, it's all good, I understand. Believe me, I understand. I type in all caps a lot, and sometimes I forget to hit the caps lock key and not type in caps, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just yelled at somebody for no reason. But yeah, so my Pokemon Black game, they hacked it to make all of my Pokemon level 100 and like maxed out all the items in my inventory and my money and everything, and I was just like, oh, this is great. Now I don't have to think while playing this game. And like, it was at like a sleepover, and we were all just playing on our DSs at the time, because that's my kind of friend group. We all just play games in the same room and do not speak. And so I got through like most of the game because while the ROM was plugged in, my Pokemon were immortal as well, not just really high level. And so I just blasted through the game, and I was like, yeah, this is boring. And then I went to play Soul Silver, and my struggles returned because, as I mentioned before, I didn't really enjoy the Pokemon gameplay loop, and thus did not engage with it in the intended way. And so I struggled with the game a lot, which is really dumb. I am aware Pokemon is a game for children. Hello, welcome in. But my problem with Pokemon and why I do not enjoy playing the games is I love collecting everything in video games. Like, for example, when I played World of Warcraft, the only thing I did in World of Warcraft was collect mounts and pets in the game. So, like, Pokemon seems like a game perfectly tailored to me. You gotta catch them all. That's the thing. Hello, welcome in. So I was playing Pokemon, and then I was like, oh, wait a second. This Pokemon that I want to keep on my team, I don't remember which one it was. It was one of, like, the cute early ones. I think it was, like, a bird or something that was, like, based off of one of my favorite bird species. And I was just like, I want to have this Pokemon with me forever. And then it turns out that Pokemon sucks ass, because, of course, it's, like, a starter area Pokemon. I'm just like, I can't just keep this beloved bird that has become my best friend already at this point in the game with me forever. I have to replace them with a different, better Pokemon. I don't want to play this game anymore. And that's my frustration with the Pokemon games, because it's just like, yes, the intention is that you create a team, and you level up that team, and you get good with that team. And that's how you get through the game, but there are objectively better Pokemon to pick up along the way, and you cannot just stick with just, like, which Pokemon are the ones that you like to look at. You have to pick ones that actually work, and you can't, like, and just also leveling it does not, like, leveling it is not enough to make it a good enough Pokemon. Because it's not just evolving it or leveling it or stats and stuff like that, it's also like weaknesses and abilities that different Pokemon have. No, I did evolve it. I did eventually evolve it, but like even before I got to the point of being able to evolve that Pokemon, it was already doing badly. And even when I had evolved the Pokemon, it was still doing badly, and I just straight up couldn't use it in any of the fights that I was in. And then by the point that its types were useful in a fight, I had gotten beyond that point in the game where its level was good, so I would have to have had to like sit in an area and grind its level just to specifically use that Pokemon. I do not enjoy that. It's very annoying to me to have to just sit there and grind out fights for hours just so I can use one Pokemon that I already had on my team and wanted to keep on my team, but couldn't keep because of the game mechanics. And I should specify, this is not me complaining that Pokemon's game mechanics are bad. I do think in some cases they tend to feel a little outdated, but it's just more of just like, oh, this game isn't for me, is the best way to put it. I do think it is funny that my eventual favorite Pokemon ever, what's her name? The final, I always forget the one that is my favorite, but Hatterene is the final evolution of that line. And it turns out Hatterene is actually pretty decent, or she was at one point in time. I was just like, good, I'm glad the psychic fairy Pokemon that beats the shit out of you for having anxiety is a part of the meta, at least in one point in time. I did love Incineroar. I did enjoy Incineroar quite a bit. I was very happy to have Incineroar the entire time. Like, I was never mad that I had to keep my starter basically the entire time, because they were always going to be like one of my more powerful Pokemon unless I sat there and grinded out like a perfect team. I was just mad I couldn't keep my bird. I wanted my bird. Hello, welcome in. I'm just saying, Pokemon, I should be able to have a team of 6 Rattatas and it be like a competition team. I should be able to do that. I'm not saying it has to be a meta competition team, but I feel like making some Pokemon's movesets worse than other ones is a frustrating limitation in that sort of game. But I also understand there is like a factor of just like, there are hundreds of Pokemon at this point. You cannot balance that overall. Oh, that's because the person I commissioned to make it did a really good job of it. I was very happy. I made it very pretty. God, there's over 1,000? That's too many Pokemon. That's too many. Put them back. I don't keep up with the games. I blinked and then I looked back at the Pokemon series and realized that they had made 5 other games, like mainline games, since the last time I had looked at the Pokemon series. I'm just like, that's too many games. Like, I can see why the quality of Pokemon has dropped so significantly over the most recent years. Put them back, let them marinate a little bit longer. We waited 7 years for Silk Song, and that game is near guaranteed to be fucking Game of the Year. Put a little more effort in, Pokemon Company. Oh my goodness. Hi, Miss Marjorie. Are you a cute girl? Yeah. My cat has come over and laid next to me. She's very cute. Unfortunately, I'm currently using my charging cable to make sure my iPad stays charged, or I would turn on the hand cam so you could see her. I'm afraid that is probably something on your end, and I will not be able to fix it myself. It could be that you just need to turn your stream onto like 2 times and have it catch up to the latest stream, or it could be that you're having an internet connection issue. There's a lot of reasons. God! Why? No! It's because they have a section of the fan base that is a rabid fan base, and it was just like, oh yeah, we'll pay for anything for more Pokemon content. We'll do anything for you, Nintendo. I may not actually have a Nintendo uncle, but it's okay. I have this parasocial relationship with the Nintendo company, and now Nintendo itself is my uncle, or something like that. I say that people are allowed to enjoy what they enjoy, and they're allowed to have fun with it, and they're allowed to use their money on whatever they want to. My gripe is with the company, not with the consumer, honestly. You know, I was going somewhere with this, and now I hate it again. I like this bit, but the spiral, once again, is fighting me. Aw, thank you for the follow. God, oh my god, the Mega Evolutions being locked behind paid DLC is the most bullshit thing I have ever heard of for Pokemon. Like, what do you mean you're locking these behind DLC? Put them in the goddamn game! This is also another reason why I simply can't get into the Pokemon series these days. Like, nowadays it's just like, oh, I understand, like, mechanics of, like, putting a team together and getting their stats to line up and actually using status conditions, which I did not understand the point of when I was first playing Pokemon at 13 years old, and all that jazz. And then they do this stuff like this, and I'm just like, I no longer have any interest in this game. Alright, cool. No thank you. I'm good. They also still haven't given me a plushie of my favorite Pokemon, which is the middle evolution in the Hatterene line. And I'm still mad about it. Give me my favorite Pokemon, and maybe I'll buy a game from you. I know there's 1,000 other Pokemon. I want that one specifically. Hatina? Or is that is Hatina the first one? Hatrim! Hatrim's the middle one. There's Hatina, which is the baby, and then Hatrim, which is the middle one, which is my favorite, and then Hatterene. Isn't Power, like, super sus, though? Like, I keep hearing things about, like, where they're taking designs from, and stuff like that. I don't know that much about Power World specifically, but it's always had, like, kind of, like, really rancid vibes. Is Power World the one that was doing AI stuff, too, or was that a different one? Because there's, like, 3 different games that people got really excited about, and then they came out with AI bullshit, and I'm just like, oh, it's got gunk on it now, never mind. Power World's being sued by Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo, I hope Nintendo loses that argument. Which one? I've got 5 different shades of purple on stream right now. The one that's the line art? Or one of the ones that's on my VTuber model? Liner? Okay. 1 second, let me just make sure I save that. Your hex code is... Let me type that in chat for you, actually. Make it easy on everyone. We got 3C... Oops, that's a V. C1775. There you go. That's your hex code. The line art isn't going to stay this purple. This is my usual line art color, but this is going to mainly be lineless. I'm just keeping it as purple because it contrasts so heavily that it makes it easy to see what I'm doing still at this point in time. The idea of catching creatures in balls is what they're suing over. Send it to the moon, thank you. Hold on. I want to circle back to Nintendo is suing over keeping creatures in balls. So are they also going to sue wizards for having familiars? And any mascot character ever? Like, I'm sorry, you invented an iconic game that has been in the mainstream for fucking decades, Pokemon Company. It's at the point where somebody else is gonna be like, oh yes, catching a creature and putting it in a smaller space to carry it around. Are you gonna get mad at leashes next? Hamster balls? What are you gonna be doing? What are you doing, Nintendo? That's so funny. It also just completely shows their ass too, because they know that the moment they have any competition in the catching creatures in Pokeballs, like, space of video games, they're fucked. Because their game's quality has sank. Like, no, not just like, tanked in the past several years. Oh my goodness, that is hilarious to me. I still hope they lose. Welcome in, all of y'all. Sorry, we're talking about Pokemon and all the problems with Nintendo right now. It really is bewildering to me too, because like putting it next to like their other series, like the Mario series and stuff, like those series still like have good games. Oh, I'm so sorry. I directed you to the wrong side of the moon. Go to the other side. My bad. I know. My neighbors, they're just like that. Don't worry about it. Don't take it personally. They're gonna use a patent. A patent? A fucking patent? That's not what a patent is. A patent is for a scientific innovation. Not this, which is the best they could probably do is maybe a trademark, because it can't be a copyright. A copyright is different. This would be closer to a trademark. But even so, like it is a very specific idea, but it is such a, I don't want to say vague isn't the right word here. But it's a type of idea that has so many directions they can take it in, like any individual person could take in putting a creature in a ball-shaped object, that I just don't think Nintendo has any, like, clout in this game. Wait, did you walk in their door? You can't just walk into, like, you can't just walk into their house. This is passable in Japanese courts? What? Why? That's so stupid. Well, being shot is different from being tortured, my guy. That's a different thing. That's assault. I guess torture is technically also assault. Somebody look at the legal definitions of these things. Why is that passable? That's stupid. I mean, this just goes to show once more that, like, copyright does not protect individual consumers. It is for large companies like Nintendo. Battery with malicious intent. Now here's the question. Did they do this in self-defense, and can they argue this? I haven't played enough Ace Attorney to continue this roleplay. I'm terribly sorry. I love the series. Did not play it myself. I watched it in the background while I worked on art. Marjorie, are you a cute girl? Are you a cute girl? I think you're a cute girl. Can I pet you? Can I give you a pet? I'm just petting you. Don't worry. Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. You're so fluffy. Such a good girl. Yes. What's my charge at? Oh, this is at 100%. Hang on. Let me just steal this back. I may break the stream, but it is for cat pictures, so it's worth it. Now, Marjorie, I only have one request of you, and that's that you do not headbutt the camera. I know it's your... No, don't run away. Come back. Come here. Ah, she ran away. Never mind. Gameplay mechanics. Monster capture and release. Are they gonna go after Monster Hunter? Because there's capture in Monster Hunter and like 5 bazillion other video games. Aiming and throwing capture items. So any video game with any hunting mechanic where they throw a net to capture a creature. And writing boardable characters. So any game with mount systems? Hello? No, they do not get to have those patents. Absolutely not. That's absurd. Even if those are technically passable, those apply to so many different game mechanics in a variety of video games outside of Nintendo that I cannot see that possibly like being something that gets through unless some bullshit happens where Nintendo's just like, oh, we're such a cornerstone of the video game market that if you don't comply with our demands, we're just gonna destroy the video game industry in Japan. Like that's that like that's stupid. The other thing is just, if this does pass, if they do get this through, this sets such a precedent that it would destroy the video game industry in Japan anyways, because of how vague those definitions of mechanics are. Because specifically, aiming and throwing a capture item at any game does not just apply to mechanics where you're capturing a creature to recruit it to your team. Also, I'm sure some part of this is the recruitment of teammates. Again, covers so many video game mechanics. This is, oh my god. People are like, oh, what's the problem with AAA game companies? This is the problem of AAA game companies, is they get to a point where it's just like, oh, I am becoming the Hydra, and I am going to consume everything else in the area, and there's nothing you can do about it, because I have grown 7 heads, and you've allowed me to do this. I wish there could be a place for AAA game companies without doing this kind of thing. But they like money too much, unfortunately. Can we have more companies like Team Cherry who just like fuck off for 7 years and do not speak to us and then come out with a game and then disappear into the ether again? I think we need more of that. Hello, welcome in. You don't need to spam. I saw your first message. Hey, kid is found. I've already said that I was done with the roleplay. And I'm kind of getting uncomfortable with the way that you're starting to go with it. Could you please stop? I understand you lagged, but that was more than like 30 seconds ago, and I know the lag in YouTube isn't that long. Also, you just replied to me, so you are caught up with the stream. Hello, Dai. I don't have ether for your car, but I can direct you to some electricity or gasoline. Little gremlin, don't do that. No. Please be appropriate in my chat. I think they have those at the same location, Dai. The wood grain is fighting me again. Kid is found, don't be a creep. Alright, this is a final warning for all of the trolls in chat. I will start banning you. He really is. This is like the third set of wood grain I have tried to draw for this fucking thing. My YouTube chat's being funky, so don't worry about it. A bunch of little shits crawled in. Alrighty, you're just being a weird spammy troll. I don't... Go away. It's not that everyone has to be on topic, but like... Don't be weird. Welcome back. The worst part is like, I have to get to a certain point in the wood grain to know whether or not I'm going to actually like it, and I have to trust the process throughout that. But then it's like, oh, I've done all of this work, and it still looks bad. It's like, do I continue the sunk cost fallacy, or do I keep iterating? Please tell me about your cat. I always want to hear about cats. Speaking of cats, where did mine go? Why are you over there? Yeah, come back over here. I wanna pet you. Hang on a second, I have to cough. Where's my mute button? Okay, I'm alive again. Hi. Hi, bye. This is the noodle one. It's just a very small part of the noodle one. I've been suffering on this stupid fucking wood grain all stream today. I have not moved from off of this wood grain yet. My cat came back, by the way. I am petting her. Are you a good girl? You are? Hello, welcome in. I am, yeah, so I can get the wood grain to look right. Because it's like one of those things where, like, the more you zoom out, the more it's gonna blend in. But I, like, still have to look here at it closely to get it to look right. Thank you! I had a lot of fun designing them. Playground plastic of both guys. Somebody call Noodle. We have to know what she wants that. That's really cute, kid. I couldn't be mad about that. With a cat, my cats know the exact crinkle of the plastic of their treat bag. They can differentiate it from different types of plastic. Like, they know the difference in sound, which I think is really funny. See, like, this part here that I just did, that's the wood grain I want. Why does this look stupid? It's because there's so many crevices that I have to work around, which is really annoying. You know what? I'm gonna go back to what I thought I should do before and turn off the line art and see if that helps me not think about it too much. I'm also going to duplicate this and erase the bits I didn't like, which is all of this section. Oh no, poor thing. You may need to get her, or you may need to limit how much food she can access in a day. Cats aren't very good, like, some cats can moderate themselves and you can do graze feeding with them, but other cats, they get really anxious about food and that's why they overeat. And just the only thing you can really do is, like, limit how much food they can intake at any given point in time. Aw, thank you. Listen, the YouTube algorithm loves me when I finally manage to finish another animatic. But for the most part, I'm just here in my own corner doing my business. I previously had a cat who got very overweight because she just really liked eating. It wasn't even a thing of like she was anxious with food or anything. She just enjoyed eating. So we had to swap to food bowls that would automatically deploy food at different times of the day. So she wouldn't overeat as much. And at one point, she figured out how to press the button on the automatic feeders to get it to deploy more food for her. And she would just go up to it and like sit on the button essentially until it deployed enough food and then would just eat it. So my college textbooks got reused at this point as things we could put on top of the buttons so she could not press the buttons anymore. Oh, yeah, that is also a problem, kid. Maybe you need to do something like feed them in separate rooms or something. Like put one bowl in one room and then take one of the cats and the other bowl and put it in the other room while they eat. I kind of have to do something like that whenever I give my cats treats because this little shit that's on my desk right now tries to steal the treats from the other cat. Because she gets so excited about treats. Isn't that right, baby? Yeah. Can I mess with the camera without you freaking out? Can we show your beautiful face on stream, my darling? Let me see if I have this plugged in. Honestly, I'm fine with it, Di. Like, getting spikes of activity whenever an animatic comes out. I, don't really enjoy having to, like, constantly keep up with social media. I find it annoying. Is this the right one? This is the right one. Activate. Show me my camera. Is it this one? Is this on? Don't freak out, Miss Marjorie. You're fine. If you bite that, I'm going to smack you, baby. Not really, but... Why is this not turning on? GoPro, I know I charged you. Don't you dare lie to me and say you're not charged. Hi, Liz. How's it going? Also, I agree, yeah. Cats can be just so annoying. But gosh darn it, they're adorable. I'm pushing the wrong button. It would probably help if I pushed the button that said power on it. GoPros are so weird in design. I don't know why they did it like this. I mean, it probably makes sense. Someone probably was paid a lot of money to think really hard about it. But it confuses me. Why are you not turning on? Marjorie, did you eat the batteries in this? So I couldn't show you off to the world? I'm gonna let it sit for a little while and see if it just needs to be charged a little bit more. Oh, that sounds like a medical issue, honestly. Cats don't just pee on the floor for no reason. It is either something socially going on or something medical going on. I'm catching up with chat real quick. Oh my god, so the little shit on my desk right now, she has easy access to my desk, unfortunately. I have made this mistake, I admit. And when she was just a tiny kitten, like a third of the size she is now, she saw me have pizza on my desk and tried to steal an entire slice. Like, she grabbed it in her mouth and shot off, trying to steal it, because she's such a little shit. Also, oh goodness, Chris, that was my first experience as a cat owner when I was very young. We found a stray out in the woods, and we're like, oh my god, look at her, she's so pretty, I want to keep her forever. And she's adorable, and so we kept her, and then, well, it turns out she was pregnant. And so we had kittens, and we were like, oh, look at all these little guys, they're so cute. Okay, these are all the females, and we are going to spay them immediately, because hell fucking no. And then, well, it turns out one of the male kittens was actually a lady kitten, and she eventually also had kittens. So we had a lot of cats for a little while there. A macro photo of whole grain bread. I don't think that would give me the kind of grain I'm looking for, but a nice thought. That's understandable. My limit is 2 cats. As much as I would love to have more cats, I know that to be a reasonable cat owner, 2 cats is a good number, and I'm gonna stick with it. Right now, I have the little shithead that's on my desk, Duchess Marjorie, who's an all-black Maine Coon. She's my youngest. She's about two and a half years old. I don't remember the exact number, something around that. You remember Miss Marjorie? You wanna tell me? And then I have my older kitty, Princess Mia. She's an all-gray Maine Coon. She's like 8 years old or something. We got her right before I went off to college. I think 8 years is about right. 2 cats. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I saw a red light on this. Oh, here's camera. Your GoPro turned itself off during previous session because it ran out of battery. I turned it off, GoPro. Stop lying to me. And continuing to use charge when I power you down. We do have cat cam access though. Don't be weird, kid is found. Okay, this is apparently not the correct one. Is it this one? Show me the video preview, please. Oh wait, I know what's wrong. Let me delete this. I think it was video capture device Elgato? Aha! Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, we have cat cam. We have cat cam. Great news, guys. The cat cam finally returns. This black blob here, that's the cat. Let me... Where's my light switch? There we go. Say hi. Yes. There we go. Oh my gosh. So my friend Noodle, the person I'm doing this for, alrighty kid, I am going to delete that. We are English only in this. Please, actually listen to me when I tell you things. I am going to put you in timeout because you're not listening to me. I've repeatedly told you to be kind. Anyways. Yes, this is Marjorie. She's the pizza stealer. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She is a sweetheart. But she's also a little shit. When I first got her as a kitten, she came in having like, I guess like the equivalent of cat allergies. Like she had like a runny nose and stuff, and I fretted over her a bunch and everything. And then she grew up to be a menace. An absolute menace. I love her to death, but oh my goodness. For example, I like to do origami, and I had like a bunch of paper cranes and other things on my desk. She started stealing them and hiding them in my bed. I would go, like, I would be like, where the fuck did this go? Like, where did my socks go? Where did this go? And then I'd be like, all right, well, it's time to go to bed now because it's 9 p.m. and that's my bedtime. And then I'd be like, hearing like crunchy noises. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'd pull out the origami I lost. I'm like, Marjorie, what the heck? And as is the case with the pizza, she also would try to go out. She still does try to go after any human food that I have. And I am firmly a person for any pet, dog, cat, whatever. You don't get human food off the plate. You just don't. You don't give that to the animal because they will learn that that is also for them. So eating for a little while, because I usually eat at my desk because I like to multitask, was a game of just like putting the arm up in front of her so she couldn't get to the plate and then like trying to shovel the food into my mouth as quickly as possible. for quite a while. She's not a person, she is a Maine Coon. Hey, you wanna look? Look at the camera. Yeah. Look at the camera. Persians, their face is a little bit more smushed than this. Even ones that have a more healthy mindset. Unfortunately, Persians, very similar to pugs, the ones that are like very purebred, also have a lot of health issues when their face is that smashed up, like smashed into their skull. You don't want that in a cat. Maine Coons do not have that kind of problem. They do already have like a healthy snout size. And this is kind of like the more typical Maine Coon handsome face. Maine Coons also have other features like ear tufts. And it's hard to tell because you just see her on my desk at the moment. She is a giant fucking cat. She's very big. Persians, I think, are also on kind of the larger size, but I believe Maine Coons are larger than Persians. I don't know too much about Persian demeanor, but Maine Coons are also very well known for having a very specific kind of demeanor. They tend to be very friendly kitties, and they kind of have like a dignified air about them, is the best way I could put it. Unless they're a little trash kitty like this one is. Isn't that right, Dudley? Oh no! Sometimes cats can get along with dogs, but I also, in my experience, it's usually best to keep them separate. You should also, like, anytime you're thinking about getting a pet, you have to consider, like, the amount of money it is going to take and the amount of time it's going to take to upkeep that pet. If you've already got one pet and you're doing good with that, so it may just be like you stick with that. Oh yeah, that's not a good environment to bring a cat in. Oh, now the grain wants to work with me. Now it wants to work with me. Now it's working. We're good now. It's functioning. I'm gonna fight wood grain. The concept itself is what I'm going to fight. Once I get to the center area, I'm going to turn off symmetry. But symmetry is useful for just not having to deal with all of this on the other half. I'm also not being too precise in this specific area because I'm gonna have to do some stuff once I turn the line art back on. I just need like a vague idea of where I want to put the wood grain at the moment. Yeah, that's much closer to the effect I've been trying to go for. Let me get rid of all my failed attempts. God, that's a mood. That's such a mood. Hands are so hard. It's okay, it'll come back to you. You good, Miss Marjorie? Oh no. You're animating right now then? But you will be. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, the sketch is part of the animation too, even if it's not the final. That's the most painful part, because you have to get everything right during the sketch so that it all looks right when you finally get to the line art. At least that's just how I sketch, maybe. People who do, like, really vague sketches, I don't understand them. They confound me. But then again, I have monstrosities for my sketches, so I'm probably an enigma to them as well. I do have a social media channel, I think is the one that is for sharing. Let me double check. Yeah, I do know one of my friends is already doing like server stuff at the moment for Minecraft. So I'm not sure how many takers you would have, but I don't mind if you share in the social media channel in there. I appreciate you asking first. Alright, hang on, I gotta stretch for a second. I have terrible posture, and I curl up. Oh my god, Doug. Oh, ow. I don't know if that came up on mic, but my ankle just popped. I do! You can just do the command Discord. It'll post for you. We do watch-alongs on Mondays, but otherwise it's just kind of chilling, kind of talking, that sort of thing. we're about to start season 2 of Apothecary Diaries on Monday, if anyone's interested in the watch party stuff. Yeah. I don't have any rules explicitly against advertisement, but it definitely is for me for something that's a case-by-case basis, especially because there's a lot of Discord scams that start with just like dropping a server link into somebody else's server and catching people unawares with it. So as long as you're asking first, that already gives me kind of just like oh, okay, this person's doing their due diligence at least, you know? Hey Advent, how's it going? You probably should put with it that it's Pandora's server as well, because people are familiar with Pandora in my chat. She helped me with my last event. Time to game, yeah. I got through all of the fractal stuff in Guild Wars today. I'm done. I don't have to touch Guild Wars until it's Halloween time. I'm so happy. You'll see me in Auric Basin, and that's it. It was 10 minutes, kid. I understand that you're saying you're having some lag problems, but that is not an excuse for not listening when I ask you to do things. And also, there are just some things that are very reasonable things that you should understand being in a stream chat, such as talking in the right language. It's not that I have anything against other languages, but if everyone else is talking in English, it's for a reason. I need to figure out what legendary I'm gonna make, because I got the starter kit stuff today. I don't have any Mystic Clovers, which might be an issue. They might have all gotten spent on, what's it called? Nevermore. I don't need a staff, I don't need a sword, I don't need a dagger, I don't need a pistol. I definitely don't need a short bow. Why would I use anything other than the Dreamer? Oh man, Soul, it's a huge thing. Like Discord scams. A lot of it is a social engineering thing of just like getting people in a place where you have the opportunity to social engineer. Hence why Discord servers themselves can be suspicious links. There's also the fact that people can spoof links to Discord servers actually being other things, which is something to watch out for. And there is additionally the idea of like, if somebody is an easy enough mark to just join any random Discord that they see, then they can be also marked as like a possible user that you might be able to get into DMs with and get them to click other suspicious links as well. Which is why I'm very wary of specifically server links from people I don't know. There's a lot of layers on it. I believe, what's the person's name who keeps talking about Roblox scams at the moment mostly? It's like something to talk. Let me look it up. There's a lot of people on YouTube who talk about various types of scams. If you look up Discord scams on YouTube, there are going to be people who are going to explain it a lot more clearly than I can. How this sort of social engineering works and how these sort of phishing scams work. But yeah, it's something to be very careful about on Discord for sure. No text-to-speech, thank you. Yes, that is the person I was thinking of. I'm personally somebody who is in tech as my day job, so I'm familiar with a lot of very common schemes. Like, for example, I just saw a video from No Text-to-Speech today about how people were joining modded Terraria servers and letting Terraria automatically download mods for them, and my brain immediately went, wait, T-Modloader does what when you join a modded server? That's such a huge security breach, what the fuck? Please don't make Harry Potter jokes. Harry Potter as a subject is not allowed in my chat. J.K. Rowling is a TERF, among other things. I don't want to talk about it. You could do your own research, but I hate her. You've been around. I trust that you're not making shit up. Don't worry. I would have said no if I didn't trust you. Believe me, soul. Also, I'm pretty sure Pandora has mentioned to me about a Minecraft server, too. Oh, Chris, if you're getting links from people you do not know on Discord and cannot verify their identity, do not click any link they send you. That's phishing links. There are such things as Discord servers that are for collabs, but that is something often negotiated beforehand, and to be perfectly honest, most like stream collabs, for example, that I've been in, we just do it in a group chat that's like short term. Yes, that also Advent. I had a friend once. I've had one friend who did fall for the scam, and I got the DM from the scammer. While my friend was trying to get their account back. Very funny situation where I just started heckling the scammer so much that they muted and blocked me on my friend's account. Which gave my friend a laugh while they were trying to get their account back, and they're like, man, why don't I see any DMs from Ambrosia anymore? Until they figured it out. But I had another friend who forgot the fact that there was a specific social engineering thing on Discord a while back where they'd be like, hey friend, could you play test this video game I made? And then they'd send you an exe file. And when you ran it would of course be malware. And my friend at one point was just like, hey, Ambrosia, you like video games, you like testing video games. My partner has a video game, would you like to test it? I'm just like, okay, hold up. You still sound like my friend, but I do need you to verify real quick that you were actually my friend. Oh no! Advent, yeah. I was like, look, I do trust you. If you're actually my friend, I will happily test this game for you. And it was my friend. But I need you to verify first, because I know this is an ongoing thing. But also, I'm just like a paranoid person in general. Even before I heard of that Discord scam specifically, like, I'd be running anti-malware on that shit anyways. She's such a good girl. Yes, you are. You're getting some good rest in. Yeah, you're happy because you can finally lay on my desk again. My cats have been so upset because they like to come up and crawl on my desk like this and sit next to me while I'm streaming or I'm playing video games and stuff. But because I've been working on that project for my dad for so long, my desk was just covered in paper and stuff, so I couldn't have my cats on my desk because they would disrupt everything. So they kept getting kicked off my desk, and they kept getting really mad about it. They're like, why are you kicking me off your desk? Like, I'm normally allowed at this time to be in this spot. Is that like a media thing, kid? I'm unfamiliar. So let me make sure I didn't miss anything, because I think I missed something. No, I think I got everything okay. Oh, no, wait. No, I have heard of it. I saw it because I was watching Knights of Guinevere, and then somebody was talking about another show by Glitch, and I think it was Murder Drones. Knights of Guinevere, by the way. Oh my god, it was so good. Oh, I'm so excited. It was so pretty. It was so fucking cool. The colors, the concept in general, like, all the layers of symbolism already in the first fucking pilot episode. Chef's kiss. What are you suing for this time, Green? Did somebody else make an inappropriate name in Guild Wars? Have we found another line to add to Yang's whatchamacallit? Mine got changed, by the way. I'm not sure if you heard. Oh, let me get you the link. Oh my god. So, long story, actually. When I first started streaming as a VTuber, my friend Akami told me about who made her model and rig, which is the same person who I have now. I was fucking in love with Akami's first model, and I was just like, I need a model by this person. Please give me their links. Unfortunately, at the time, they were like full up. They didn't have availability, and also it was just out of my budget with what I had to work with at the time. But I was eventually getting to the point where I wanted a new model, and I finally was able to contact her again. I was just like, I want everything done by you. I've got my design. All I need you to do is just make the model and rig it. And she did so phenomenally with it. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I don't have like a bunch of toggles because I'm not really somebody who uses a lot of toggles. I mainly just like make funny faces at my camera. But I do have a couple. Like, I think this is just, yeah, that's just wings. I think this is eye sparkle. Yeah, eye sparkles. Where's the one I'm looking for? Aha! There it is. I can cast spells. Very important. And I can also, when it's important, for example, hello Yang, how's it going? Hi Yang, how's it going? I'm sorry. It was such good timing, I had to. So for the facial expressions, actually, very important. That is because I have V-Bridger rigging as well as just like the typical VTuber rigging, which lets the camera that I'm using, which is just an iPhone, pick up more expressions and variables. Listen, I got a few secrets in my back pocket. It's specifically an iPhone X or something. It's one of the later iPhones, but it's still an older model. There's a specific software in more recent models of iPhones that works really well with ARKit and a few other things, which is how the rigging is done as well. It is the motion detection for faces is better. Yes, it is legitimately more worth your time and money to go find somebody's old iPhone and grab that and literally just only use it for VTube Studio than trying to find a top of the line like webcam or anything like that. You will get significantly more bang for your buck with an iPhone, which is really dumb. To my understanding, Roblox is just like a cesspit of sadness and scammers. But I've never played Roblox. I'm sorry, Yang. I won't do it again unless you say something mean, and then in which case I can't confirm anything. That's not the color I was using. What the fuck? There you go. What was I talking about? I was talking about Knights of Guinevere, the model stuff. I forgot. Oh, what are you eating? Give me your food. You don't have to, actually. I have more pizza. I'll grab some after stream. Did something startle you, baby? Are you okay? Yeah. Oh, shitty baby. Good girl. You're being so good, so polite. You haven't even headbutt the camera once. Alright, have a good night. She is. She's such a sweetheart, as much as she's also a menace. Oh, before all of these other conversations, I remember what I was going to say earlier. So, her favorite thing to do is when I'm trying to fall asleep, she will come up to me and crawl on my chest and start purring. And it's so, so cute. But she is such a large cat that, like, she'll take like 20 minutes and just try to knead on me, which is adorable. Don't get me wrong, it's so cute. But she's such a big cat that it's so painful, and she puts all of her weight into her paws. Like, she won't sit down and take some of that weight off of her front paws. So I'm sitting there dying, trying to not dissuade her from kneading on me, but trying to teach her to like lay down or sit down first. I don't know if you're joking or not, Advent. I legitimately had to stop. I had to teach her how to not headbutt my phone when I was holding it at night because I was worried that she would headbutt it hard enough to break my nose. She is a strong kitty. Isn't that right, baby? You have not successfully hunted one bug, though. So we might need to work on that. What's the point of having cats if they won't hunt down bugs for you? Did you get startled? Oh, hi, Miss Mia. The other kitty's in the room now. Mia usually doesn't wander up to my desk when I'm streaming, but if she does, I will move the camera to show her too. Alrighty, now we're getting somewhere. It may surprise some people that I have only spent the stream working on this one bit of the desk with the wood grain for 2 hours. But I'm not surprised. This is about right for me and my nonsense.
It must be perfect in every way.
Isn't that right, Miss Marjorie? Yeah. SKL? Is that school? I'm not hip with the kids, sorry. I don't know all the newest acronyms on TikTok. I do not miss exams. Oh my goodness. My college was mainly like project final exams. And even then I was just like, God, thank fucking God, I don't have to take another fucking standardized test anymore. Well, I'm not a fan of that either. Like, I don't like TikTok, but I also do have concerns when people are like, oh yeah, we're gonna ban TikTok entirely. Feels a bit like censorship type of thing, you know? On the complete opposite spectrum, I'm hearing that they're like trying to ban Roblox in certain countries, and I'm like, every time I hear about Roblox, it's in the same sentences of, oh yeah, actual crimes are being committed on the Roblox gaming platform, and I'm like, I can see why it's getting banned. The digital space sure is the Wild West these days. In very, very strange ways. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm not like super invested in the situation, but given how big of a gaming platform Roblox is, it was one of those things where it's just like, oh, shit's happening over there? I should check it out. And then I heard what was going on. I'm just like, and they're just letting that happen? What the fuck? It is very wild. Very insidious. Like, the layers of shit happening in conjunction, like, in relation to the Roblox specific stuff is really, really wild. Yeah. I can understand that, like, being, like, somebody who, like, played it in more of its heyday and being, like, it's now, like, just, it's covered in sludge. And it's really frustrating because it's something you still enjoyed, I'm sure. I've had that happen with a few things. I have to keep telling myself to not start humming out loud to the music I'm listening to. It is funny though, because like, there's all these like big games that keep changing themselves and doing all these things and like slowly turning into sludge. And then there's other things that have like had like minor changes for like security updates and stuff, but like overall have not changed a single bit and like are still rock solid in this day and age. And it's just like, this has been around for like a decade. And it's outliving all this other crap. Weird. like, I play on this pet site, and if you're not familiar with what a pet site is, think like Neopets. There's a lot of different sites that are very similar to Neopets, where it's like a site where you raise digital pets. Your little, what's it called? Tamagotchi on the web. I've played a few of those. I think Flight Rising is the other like big one people know about. One of the sites that I've played on has been around since 2009. And the most about it that's updated is like the UI to like a more modern web page, and even then, like, it's very much a relic of its time. That's getting a little bit into territory that I'm not comfortable with talking on stream, Ekris. But you're right, it's very, very weird. But yeah, like, this site's been around since 2009. The main gameplay has not changed. The, like, additional gameplay that's been added to the site barely changed the gameplay loop of it, too. And it's still fucking fantastic. I love that pet site so much. I'm not saying the name of it, because the last time I said the name of it, I accidentally added a bunch of new users to the site from people hearing about it from a Tumblr post I made, and then I got really nervous. Because, like, the problem with it is, because it is a relic of being something made in 2009, is that most people familiar with pet sites these days go onto it and then get confused really quickly, because it's just like, wait, this doesn't work like Flight Rising? It doesn't just do all these things for me automatically. I have to click buttons. And then people get scared and run off. So as to not flood these site admins with more new people, I hold my tongue. Really? I thought I was pronouncing it wrong. I was waiting for you to correct me. That was just my first guess. It reminded me of Icarus in the way that you spelled it. I was like, oh, it's probably something like that. Speaking of which, I finally got Icarus and Hades 2 to, like, show up at the crossroads, and I'm so happy. I don't know if that was added in 1.0 or if it was already something I could have unlocked, and it just was like Icarus did not want to fucking show up at the crossroads for me. Because he also has anxiety, which, understandable, my guy. But I can finally hang out with him when I'm, like, not on runs trying to kill gods and whatever. Oh, yeah. I read your name, and I was like, no, that's not Imris, that's Icarus. That has a C in it. Definitely easy to misread as that. Now that's some tasty wood grain. That's looking crunchy. You know what, speaking of wood grain, this is completely off topic. I need Sylvari to have more bushy hairstyles. I'm very, very mad that we do not have a lot of bushy hairstyles. We have some lovely hairstyles in game already in Guild Wars, but I need one that, like, is basically an afro but a bush. Please. I also need long hair. They won't give me long hair in that video game. I want long hair. my character already has like the longest possible hair in the game for a Sylvari, but like I need it to be like long leaves, not all these little short vern leaves. It's cute, but I have a different idea in mind. I can't make my OCs in game. I also can't get the right color scheme because the color palettes are so limited, but I sure did try. I do think it is funny. So, in Guild Wars, some of the helmet customizations that you can get have hairstyles attached to them, but they're usually like one of the default hairstyles, and not like a new hairstyle. But they recently came out with this like cloak thing, and the hood part of it has a new hairstyle attached to it, which why don't we have as an actual hairstyle, Guild Wars? You're literally adding new hairstyles with the expansion. Give me the hairstyle attached to the hood, please. I'm going to punch air. Oh my god, they won't give me what I want, but they'll put it on an item. But so I saw that and I was like, oh my god, finally, this is like the closest I can get to my dumb little Sylvari OC that I don't actually play as a character as in game. I have a lot of like very silly names in game for my characters, and I don't really actually play my other characters because I only know the rotation for my main character that I play. But I've discovered recently that there is an overlay module that I can get called Dance Dance Rotation. And it's basically Guitar Hero, but it's with your class rotation hotkeys. So this is how I'm learning rotations in Guild Wars now. Which is very important because Halloween is coming up, and I need to learn the rotation for Mesmers, because I have created possibly my best character yet. His name is Microplastics Crow, and he's been inspired by the saga of Plastic Girl and the Dangerous Crow Boy meme on Tumblr, which if you're not familiar, oh my god, you're in for a treat. You haven't heard of Dance Dance Rotation, Advent? It's incredible! I don't know how to get Blish HUD to show up in OBS. I need to look into that because I was never able to get Taco to show up in OBS either. I'm sure there's like some weird combination of settings I need to do to get them to show up, or maybe I have to add it as like a specific application or some shit. I don't know. But it literally is just Guitar Hero, but it has your rotation on it instead. It's fantastic. Which, hilariously enough, I found out about it because people in map chat were complaining that Dance Dance Rotation sucked. Which, I don't know what they're on about. It's teaching me the rotation. Maybe they just need to get good. Mesmer rotations are kind of a struggle, though. There's so much happening. I'm not used to having to weapon switch, is the main thing, I think. If it was just one set of weapons, I think I would be having less trouble. But I'm so used to playing my Daredevil that does not weapon swap. I only play on staff. So my other character that I play for World vs. World also does not weapon swap, unless I am trying to stab somebody that's downed. I just stay on, what is it? Rifle? I will say I am very surprised how well I took to Deadeye World vs. World as soon as I got that build set up. I thought I was gonna struggle with it more, and then it turns out I am a complete menace to people now. It's great. Because previously in World vs. World, I was having a lot of problems with survivability, and I think it's just because my raid builds usually don't have a lot of survivability for anyone who's DPS. It is all just damage on those builds. And even when I swapped my skills, I was still struggling with it. But as soon as you have like literally any range in World vs. World, you can do so much. And the kit for Deadeye in World vs. World that I'm using is like all mobility and stealth. So the moment like somebody like turns around and is just like, oh, you're fucking with me, I'm gonna get you, I just vanish. It's very funny to me. No worries. Oh, I'm glad Yang's feeling better. That he's streaming. He was considering not streaming. Should I join his VC and just bother him even though I'm doing art? That would be funny. It's too quiet over here. I need somebody to bother. My cat has left me and it's now my turn to be the menace. Let me see what he's doing. Hey, he was blind. He had a he had a debuff. The kid had the sight advantage. Welcome back. The kitty! Oh no! Oh, that's so mean. I kept thinking to myself, like, what do you mean some random kid just jumped out of a bush off a rock and, like, practically tried to tackle him? And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, no, actually, wait, that is some shit a kid would do. Underverse. Undertale? Or is that a different thing? Oh, yes, I have heard of it. I have no interest in it. I applaud everyone in the Deltarune Undertale community that has 5 bazillion alternate universes and variations of the characters. I can't keep up with it. I got real confused every time I see like 5 different types of sands on my screen at once. When trying to scroll through Tumblr, like, wait, who's this guy? I might check it out. It especially threw me off because like the characters Chara and Frisk look very similar in universe for Undertale, and then I started finding out about all of these alternate universe versions of them that also look vaguely similar. It's just like, oh, people are making their sonas for the Undertale universe, right? And then it was like, no, that's actually Frisk, or that's Chara, and I'm like, wait, what? Huh? What? The only AU I remember, I think, had sans red instead of blue, but I don't remember anything about it. I think it was supposed to be like some sort of bad in alternate universe. Fell sans, yes, that is the one I remember. But I've seen like a dozen of them. The other thing I remember is somebody made a like alternate version of his boss fight as like an animation on YouTube. I think it was like Ultimate Sans or something, and that was rad as hell. I loved that. I love when people are just like, oh, this boss fight just like visually looked really cool, and I'm going to animate a new one to add on to it. What's the game called? Just Shapes and Beats. There's another person I saw doing boss fight animations for that video game as well. I was like, these look so cool. You understood the assignment here. It's about the style points. I'm gonna turn off the cat cam, by the way, because Marjorie has left the desk. But if she comes back, I will turn it back on. For now, I'm gonna see what Ying is doing, and if I want to bother him. Oh, he's in fractal still. That poor guy. Oh, I do that too. I have like a weird thing where I will cycle through my interests. At one point, I looked at the Steam like analytics page for like which games I had activity in one year, and you could just see like my interest peak in like Terraria for 3 months and then completely drop off, and then a different video game I would be obsessed with for like 4 months, and then it'd completely drop off, and then I'd switch to another one, and then I'd switch back to Terraria for 3 months. It's really funny. Man, I have such mixed feelings about the FNAF universe. Because I feel like the lore could be interesting, and it is to a degree, but like, every time I hear something about the creator, Scott Cawthorne, right? It's just some out-of-pocket crap, and I'm just like, oh, well, I no longer feel comfortable with this anymore. I feel bad with specifically Security Breach, though, because, like, man, if that game hadn't been such just a flop in the way it was developed, like, that would have been amazing as a video game. Because the overall concept of it is really good in my opinion, but the final result of it is an absolute atrocity. Like, especially thinking about it in the scheme of like branding and mileage when it comes to marketing, like they had so much going for them. Like at the point that it came out, I was pretty much over FNAF at that point because all the games were just rehashing the exact same mechanics. There wasn't like too much there that really intrigued me anymore. And they're like, "Oh, we're changing up the entire thing with this game." I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm a little interested." And the opening cutscene plays, and I'm like, "Oh, oh, we're really going for it this time. This is intriguing." And then everything else in the video game happens. Like, I mentioned earlier that I'm very nitpicky when it comes to storytelling. I'm not nitpicky when it comes to things like, for example, like I know everyone makes fun of the one cutscene in First Aid where Vanessa just disappears behind a locked fence. Like, to me, it's just like, no, that's just how video games function. The NPC goes up to a door to go disappear. Like, that's just how that works. But then, like, there's other things in the game where it's just like all of these plot threads that show up in it never actually get resolved, and it just becomes kind of a frustrating mess when you think about all the bugs the game has. And that's how it falls apart, which makes me so sad. Like, I was just like, oh, you had something there. And then the DLC came out for it, and that was actually really good from what I saw. So that was nice to see. All hope is not yet lost. It's especially funny though, like comparing games that do so much to not tell their stories directly. And that's where you get the like really rabid fandoms from. Like FNAF is one of them, where a lot of the story is like pieced together from secrets and stuff like that, which is a very fun way to do it. Or like in a similar vein in like games like Hollow Knight, the protagonist will not say shit to you, and you have to piece it together from NPC dialogue trying to communicate with this small, quiet, lost child. And random left behind fragments of a civilization, which is so interesting to me. Oh my god. And then also taking that and then looking at another video game that is just trying to straight up tell a story, but like it tries to tell it so directly to the player that it just ruins the fact that it's telling a story. Oh, what's an example of that? That's not an immediate spoiler, too. for another video game that came out recently. Oh, I can't think of a good example, but like it's very, very clear. Because like it's one thing for a video game or for any story. Oh, my VTube studio just crashed. 1 second. It's one thing for any piece of media to be like, oh yes, I'm telling you a story, and like do a little tee-hee fourth wall nod to the viewer. But there are certain ones that just like completely take you out of the moment. Where it's just like, oh, this now just feels like I'm having a conversation with the author, which like yes, when you're reading any sort of media, you are having a conversation with the author, but like the point is that it's supposed to not feel like that, in my opinion. And so when you get to the point of a fourth wall break where it feels like that, it's just like, oh, you fucked that one up. I'm sorry. Put it back. Try again. trying to think of the one recently I ran into. I already talked about the one, the fourth wall break in Fire Force that just was like, oh, never mind, I have zero interest in this now. I'm trying to think of another one. And all my brain is thinking of is Homestuck, because Homestuck in general is just a meta-net commentary on a bunch of things, but it wasn't Homestuck. I know the pilot for the Homestuck animation came out. I watched it even though I dislike Fizzy Pop. I'm intrigued and also terrified of what they're gonna do with it. I think they did well with it, personally. I feel like they understood the concept of Homestuck at its core. But I also think, holy shit, can you give your characters some breathing room to, like, pause and take a breath? There was too much going on. Although, to my understanding, that does happen with pilots sometimes, where it's just like, they're trying to go over as many things as they possibly can in 20 minutes. To catch your attention and see if people are interested. We're getting there. We're at least halfway through the front part of the wood, which is good. If all I do today is finish this desk, I will be happy with that. At least the desk didn't take me as long as these fucking vines did. Those vines took way too much time for what they are. I might take a pause soon though and go get some food. Because I didn't eat before stream because I woke up late. My friend was streaming Silk Song and I got really excited because I wanted to see what his thoughts were going to be on Silk Song last night. But unfortunately he's Australian, which means he was streaming at 3 a.m. for me. Worth it. I might need to add more of the darker color back in soon, but I am liking how this looks so far. It's stretch time. Alrighty. Oh, I forgot to open my soda. Whoopsie. Where's my music? Play my music. Oh my god. My friend's playing Silk Song again. Hold on. Drop everything else. We're going back to Bug Souls. Thank you. I really enjoy doing background art. Unfortunately with animatics, I don't get a lot of opportunities to do really detailed backgrounds because there's just so much work to be done, and the backgrounds can't really be the focus of a lot of my animatics so far. But I'm hoping to change that soon with the next one, where it'll be worth it to just sit down and just hammer out a huge fucking detailed background and make it look beautiful. Why, hello? You gonna settle down again, baby? I have great news, everyone. The cat has returned. Although most of what you see now is her butt. Hi, Lovely. She's like a little gargoyle on my desk. I need to go to like focus mode for this middle bit because it's gonna be the bit that everyone looks at. So it's the most important bit. And I have to turn off symmetry mode, which means it's all on me now. Understandable. Hey, listen, sometimes the best thing you can do for an art piece is to take a break from it and come back to it later with fresh eyes. I've been doing that with this art piece for so long. Just because I knew, like, I got to a certain point with this background and I went, oh, this is going to turn out really, really good. And it's also going to take 5 billion years for me to finish it because of that. But like, there's just sometimes where like, your brain is in overdrive and you keep overthinking everything and it's just like, okay, it's time to take a step back and go, I'm getting tilted at this thing. I just need to not look at it anymore for a little while. And then you come back to it with fresh eyes, and then you make a masterpiece, and it's great. And don't lie to me and tell me your art is bad, because it's not. Incorrect. No such thing as bad art. But also, you put a lot of effort into it, and other things. So it's good art. That's just me. I always get very excited when people share their art with me. I feel like on some level some people are just like, oh, you're just saying it looks good because I sent it to you and you wanna make me feel good about it. And I'm just like, I mean, there is like that aspect of like, yes, I do want you to feel good about your art, but also you have shared with me a creation And I'm so excited to see that creation. Of course I think it's cool. It is cool. You made that. Hell yeah, I'm gonna hype you up about it. That's not me pulling stuff out of my ass. Ooh, yes, please. Please send in Discord. If it's a still image, I will send it in the server. Do not DM me. DMs should be if there's a moderation issue that you need me to review for you. Otherwise, just send it in the server. I read everything in the server. I will find it eventually. And I especially, like, I may not reply to everything in the server, but I do at least try to do a react to anything in the art channels. I'll take a look. I'm definitely not multitasking in my friend's stream because he started Silk Song stream again. Alrighty, let me take a look. Ooh, that looks lovely. I love the color choices. Sorry, I had to type because the conversation is on a very important subject to me. You can hear me aggressively typing. Apologies, I'm getting distracted by my friend's stream. Did you get the spot? What? Where are you going, boy? You good? You comfy? Why you loafing, baby? think I need some gradients in here. It's kind of feeling a little too matte, which is pretty typical when I don't have any gradients just yet. I wasn't sure at first if I was gonna need any, but yeah, I'm gonna need some. Hello, welcome back. I've been very distracted because my friend started streaming Silk Song. I'm getting to a place where I'm very happy with the wood grain. I'm finishing up with the front bit of it, and then I'm gonna throw some gradients on it, and then I'm gonna tackle the top bit. That's understandable. I'm trying to keep my spoilers that I talk about minimal. I have done pretty much everything in the game at this point, and I'm waiting for the randomizer. I cannot wait for the randomizer for it. It's gonna be so good. No worries. Take your time with it. You've already asked permission, you don't have to ask again when you're ready to put it in there. Oh, let me catch up. Oh yeah. You really gotta balance like what the community is interested in and making a pack that also doesn't implode itself. Uh, One of the previous servers I joined had a lot of problems where like the creator of the server had a specific idea of what he wanted, and the community was just like, oh, here's this, here's this, here's this, and he had to keep saying, I cannot stress enough, the mods you are suggesting just straight up crash the mod pack every time. I think what's going to be really helpful, at least what I learned from that experience, was figure out what you want the core of the mod pack to be. Let the community make suggestions, but once you have what you want it to be, like, close down suggestions. Prism Launcher and Fabric should be pretty straightforward. There's not too much different between Fabric and other mod loaders from Minecraft, if I remember correctly. It's just like specific core mods only work in Fabric versus specific core mods that work in like NeoForge and stuff. I don't speak about the original Forge because fuck those people. But it shouldn't be that weird. It's been a while since I messed with mod packs though. And hello, welcome in. I see. Even with quality of life, you do have to also be careful about that. Because there are a lot of quality of life mods that will interfere with each other. And sometimes there is such a thing as too much quality of life. At least in my opinion, especially I think with Minecraft, like I feel like anytime I download a big mod pack and they've got like 20 different quality of life mods in it, and it's just like, this is too much. I don't recognize the Minecraft UI as it is. Like, I don't know what any of these buttons do. It's lagging my game because like something like, what's it called? The big recipe loader that like puts all the blocks on one side of the page. I swear to God, every time I have that mod installed, it lags the fuck out of my computer. It's been better the last couple of times I had it, but like especially when it was like the new mod, it always like broke mod packs for me. Yes, just enough items. Yes, that is exactly the mod I'm thinking of. But like, I've opened up mod packs where it has just enough items, which is a recipe loader, And then they have another recipe loader. And then they have a third mod that is for like organizing your inventory, which, if I recall correctly, Just Enough Items also does have inventory management things built into it. And like it'll be like 3 additional mods that are also inventory management, not ones that like are like chest equivalents, just things that are in the UI. And it's like, this is, pick one. You don't need all of them. Okay, I think I can add my gradients now. But yeah, there's other things like, I don't remember a lot of quality of life mods in specificity because I don't download a lot of quality of life. Yeah, just keeping it very simple. I like, the focus should be on Cobblemon, and then just anything else is like a little just additional thing so that you can focus on Cobblemon, but it shouldn't also take away from the fact that you are playing Minecraft. You should still have to suffer for your materials, is my opinion. If the game gets to a point where it's just like, you're not doing core Minecraft things, that starts to feel a little bit weird to me. It is interesting when there's mods like Create, though, that like do completely change the gameplay of Minecraft, but do it in such a way that it still feels like Minecraft. I think Create really nailed that. But there's other like tech mods where I start playing them and I'm just like, this no longer feels like I'm playing Minecraft. This is an entirely different game now, and I don't enjoy this video game anymore. That's what the tech mods would be introduced for, though. Like, in the mod packs would be about the tech mod specifically. And I'd be there for like one of them, but they always, for some reason, especially in like the old Technic mod packs, they would add like 5 different tech mods into the mod pack, and it's just like, I only needed one of these. I was here for like thaumaturgy or whatever. It's like a consistent thing with those mod packs for some reason. And with like a lot of mod packs, like they will add just all of these mods together. They won't focus on one specific one. It's very frustrating. Alrighty. Wrong color. Yeah, I don't. If I'm automating something, it's because I want to immediately automate that thing. I don't want to have to, like, go through an entire progression tree to automate moss. I just want to make the automatic moss maker. Minecraft itself is not a linear game in the first place. Like, I think that's part of the draw of it to me, is that you don't have to go through the entire resource tree to get up to diamond if you know how the game works. You can choose to do that every time if you want, but I don't do that. I find the fastest way to get a Minecraft diamond pickaxe in Minecraft as possible every time, because I want to go do other things in the game.
Why, hello.
I feel like most major mods for Minecraft do that, where it's like they add some sort of functionality. But like they also like are there to make the resources that are used in that mod pack easier to get, because otherwise it interferes with like trying to use those resources normally in Minecraft. I didn't realize I had this on. I think I need to reverse the colors on the top. It's a bit easier now because the top of the table is just flat. So So I don't have to think about all of the like curves, all of the wood grain was going around. That's what was making the front part so frustrating. Because the thing is, when you carve into wood, the lines are still gonna go across the same across even those carved parts, but it like you still have to make it look like a separate part, and it's not just you slapping a texture on top, so it gets really weird and funky. I won't lie, I'm getting so distracted by Kamui's stream now. It's a little early for me to end stream. I might end anyways. I just rated Kamui so I could just watch him play Silk Song because I'm forgetting to talk out loud. I'm too excited about Silk Song. I've been awaiting his reaction. I'm sure we'll be working on this more next week anyways, too. I have a lot to do with it. It's not just the drawing itself, but, Noodle and I wanted to experiment with animating it a little bit. So plenty of work to do on this in the future. But I will be working on this off stream because I want to get it done. But yeah, I think we're gonna just go right into Kamui right now. He's very early game into Silk Song, but I understand if you want to dip before the raid. Let's see. Yeah, we'll raid. He is still in very, very early game of it. Oh yes, thank you. I do need to do launching. But yeah, do we have anyone live on the YouTube side? Oh, we don't have anyone on the YouTube side probably because I went quiet. That's fine. I will catch you guys next week. Silk Song. Silk Song.